Hi there, YouTube. It is Cage Side London, and today we are going to be talking about the deep, deep decline of Paige VanZant. Now, Paige VanZant is is the age of 30. She comes from Dundee, Oregon, within the United States. We will all be familiar with Paige VanZant in some form, way, or another. Me personally, it is from her time within UFC. She was actually someone who I thought, could have made big movements within the UFC. And her nickname was 12 Gauge within that, and she still goes by that moniker to this day. But ever since, around about the 2020 period, we've seen a rapid, rapid decline in her. I mean, I feel like her focus has obviously been shifted into what I would call the influencer stage. And obviously, it's kind of similar to the Conor McGregor phase, which we're seeing, where it's all about the influencer status. All she seems to care about is her OnlyFans. And she's dipped her toe in many other things, but I feel like she needs to hone in on something specific and maybe just give up competing altogether, because she's clearly just in it for the money, taking the bag and running with it. And we're just going to go into a little bit of a deep dive into the rapid decline of Paige VanZant. Now, Paige VanZant last fought in the UFC back in July 12th, 2020, so 4 years ago, coming up, and she actually took a loss. Her record overall was 8-5 in the UFC. Um, Two of them by knockout, three submissions, and three by decisions. I mean, it's not a bad record. She done pretty decent within the UFC. She did have I know before that she did have an elbow injury, which I witnessed on whilst watching the UFC at the time, and that was a pretty horrific injury in itself. But then she decided to then make a go at BKFC. Now, I mean, the record shows for itself. She had two fights within BKFC. I believe she had a three-fight contract, but she's only done two fights herself. I don't know really the context within the third fight, but nonetheless, it was a move by the BKFC brand to bring her in to obviously shone some spotlight on the BKFC brand and get people talking about bare knuckle fighting. Now, that seemed to be abysmal, because her UFC career, in terms of the wins, did not translate at all within BKFC. She lost both of her fights. One of them was against Britain Hart, and she lost that one. That was a decision. And then Raquel Ostrich, she lost that one as well, and they took place. First one against Britain Hart, February 5th, 2021, and Raquel Ostrich in July of the same year. Then we fast forward, yeah. Then makes appearance in All Elite Wrestling. She then decides to dip her toe into All Elite Wrestling. The pantomime style of fighting, soap opera, if you will. And I mean, she has a little stint there, and then all of a sudden she's shifting her focus again now into boxing. And she just recently fought Elle Brook, the widely known influencer, OnlyFans star, um, in this year, May 25th, and it was a draw. And I just feel like this just goes to show her rapid decline. She's not taking her sport seriously. I think anyway, personally, she's not taking the sport seriously enough. Her dedication has deeply, deeply declined, because Elbrook is what you'd call an influencer boxer. She has no background in the actual sporting area in general, apart from when she was doing the influencer boxing stuff. And someone of Paige VanZant's caliber should be wiping the floor with someone like Elbrook. Now, no doubt about it, Elbrook probably trained immensely for this, but at the same time as well, when you've got the skills that Paige VanZant had, or has, you should be able to easily, wipe the floor with someone who's a novice. and she couldn't get that done. And it just goes to show really that her main focus has been on the interest of the OnlyFans influencer area. And I just think it's such a shame, because she did have quite a bit of talent, and she clearly chose to capture the bag, so to speak, capture the money. And we can't blame her necessarily for that. But I think it's just abysmal if you're going to put yourself in, or say that you're a professional athlete, stick to it and actually train. Why even do it? I'd rather. It just makes no point in seeing her compete at all. And we're seeing it once again tonight. She's on Power Slap. She's a part of the Dana White, the new branding of Power Slap. She's on Power Slap 8, and she's in a bantamweight contest tonight. And I mean, if one thing's to go by, I feel like she's going to get a loss. She's only there, obviously, to hype it up. A lot of things have been said about Power Slap in terms of the fact that they're hyping up, or they're inflating their numbers and their engagement and their interest, to what it actually is. And maybe this is just a move from Dana White to actually get her in, to try and boost that and get new eyes on the product. And fair play to Dana for that. But let's be real, I don't think she stands an absolute chance tonight against woman. So it's just, I feel so sad to see someone who clearly had such a passion for the sports originally, just to be kind of taken back, capture the bag, and then just prey, or I suppose it's preying on people that she saw that liked an interest because of her looks or whatever, and decided to run with that. If you want to do OnlyFans, you do OnlyFans. Nothing against that, but you should just put all of your competitiveness and stuff like that to the side, because when it comes to just taking money for these sporting events, I don't really see the point in it. I think it loses interest anyway. Her credit within the sporting world declines as a result, because she's not performing to the standard as what she would have previously. And it just goes to show that the mind shift has deeply declined, and she's now on that mindset of that influencer mindset. Everything on Instagram is pushing her OnlyFans, pushing her, uh, a website. Um, and I mean, can't blame her, but it is a rapid decline in that. And what I find very weird as well is, she seemed to be very religious and stuff like that, but then with the content maybe that she's sharing, or and stuff like that, maybe goes against them values in some ways. So I mean, it could be a test of even her religious standpoint as well. But yeah, I mean, she's definitely gone over to the dark side, shall we say. But then it is also seen that decline with within her sporting presence. And this, I think, is just going to solidify it tonight when she is going to lose a, at a Power Slap 8. And it's sad to see, no wins at all within 4 years. And when actually researching for this video, I didn't even realize that she hasn't won a single competition bout since 2020. And we're talking 4 years now. She should just stick to her influencer stuff, and she should stick to her stuff with her husband, and do the podcasting. And but then even still, I mean, I was looking at the social media numbers. I feel like even her podcast numbers uh, declined as well. So I mean, she's literally just trying to grab the bag any way in which way she can. And I think it's taking advantage of the fan base, it's taking advantage of her fans in general. And I'd expect to see the same continue, because it's easy to see that she's going to have a rematch against Elle Brook, cash in again on that. And she better come correct, because I think if she loses, and it was pretty close, Elle Brook knocked her down. She clearly underestimated Elle Brook, and clearly I don't think was training enough. So it'll be interesting to see how this progresses. But that is the deep dive overview into Paige VanZant, the influencer that we all know today, and her rapid decline within the sporting world. This has been Cage Side London. Please feel free to comment your thoughts on this topic, and also like, comment, and subscribe. I will be back with some more videos, so please do watch this space. Until next time, guys, stay blessed, take care, bye.